Problem with collecting statues is there are certain characters or storylines you love that they will never make any statues of. Believe it or not, the Fantastic Four, arguably one of the most famous groups in comic history, there's not a lot of statue options. So a lot of the secondary characters, such as Super Skrull, really don't get that much love. So when I saw this custom Super Skrull go up for order, I jumped on it right away, only to be hit by a ton of bricks 2 weeks later when XM Studios revealed this one right here. Not only is that licensed, but it looks cooler than this one. Or does it? I might be rethinking some things. I mean, nothing with the statues. I got the XM one too. More is better. I mean, in life. As the Extreme channel is pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, these are just a few of the statues we are giving away on the journey there. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thanks for tuning into the Extreme channel. My name is Mr. X. Today we're looking at a custom, means it's a private unlicensed commission. Marvel did not approve of this Super Skrull statue. So if you're unfamiliar, Super Skrull is an alien in the Marvel Universe, most notably an enemy against the Fantastic Four, but in tons of other storylines as well. So Skrulls, the race he comes from, have the ability to change shapes. They're shapeshifters. Kind of like a werewolf. But why don't they turn into a werewolf? Because I think that would be cool. But Super Skrull here can take it to the next level. Not only can he change shapes into someone else, but he also takes their powers or their abilities. He's very well known for taking the Fantastic Four powers, so that's what you want in a Super Skrull statue. And as I said, I purchased this one because I was really excited about it. Then I saw XM Studios revealed one, a large license company, and I thought that one looked a little bit better. Is it better? I don't know anymore. Having this in front of me, this is pretty freaking fantastic. See, I almost said fucking fantastic, but I didn't want to say fuck on YouTube. But that one's not coming out till later this year, so we're going to review this custom one right here. And honestly, I think it's setting the bar pretty high for XM Studios because we'll get that one into the channel as well, review that, and then compare the two and decide which one to sell or if I'm going to keep both. So if you want to catch that video, make sure you not only like this video, but you sub to the channel and hit that bell notification. But for now, let's take a look at this one. We're going to start with concept. Now, I think they did some incredibly cool things with the concept and what I would almost call a little bit lazy. Check it out. The base is what I call lazy. So I don't know what's going on here. We're going to assume they're in outer space somewhere. Hell, they could be on Earth, but you do see a Kree helmet. So those are enemies of the Skrulls. That's actually like the whole Captain Marvel storyline if you're not big into the comics. And there is some lava going on here. So maybe I just don't know the source material enough. Maybe it's specific to a planet. Maybe the lava or the fire is because he has the Human Torch's ability. I do not know, but he is in an attack stance. And in that stance, he's using his abilities to morph into the Fantastic Four. First, you see his leg is becoming transparent or invisible, just like the Invisible Woman. Then he is in his trademark purple and black outfit. Of course, we don't always see him in that because he shapeshifts into others. But as you move up, you see more of his shapeshifting ability. His right arm is clearly Mr. Fantastic, a huge hand, an elongated arm, and then also the left arm is the Thing. You see this rocky yellow arm and then flames on it as well. One of the things we're going to look at is there's a bunch of different switch out options, and to be honest with you, I like a lot of them. I love that they gave you so many options, but the concept is great. He's lunging, he's attacking, he's fierce, different portraits. Some give a little bit more fierce expression like this one, but I think other than the very lazy base, I think it's a 4 out of 5 on the concept. If the base was more elaborate, I would definitely give it a 5 out of 5. Design. They were pretty smart with a lot of the stuff they did, starting with the boxing. So let's look at the unboxing and assembly. Very small, compact, and heavy box. It did have a little bit of an art box on the outside. You can see it right here. And on the inside, it was the custom black foam with straps, 2 different layers. First layer had the body and some of the switch out options. Second layer was the base with some more switch outs. I'm going to measure him before I forget. Now, for the sake of measuring, we're going to say this is the front, even though you'd probably want to display him kind of like that at an angle. So the base is 17 inches, but the thing hand adds about 3 inches or so. Then if you want to call it the depth, it's probably about 10 inches. Then the tallest part is right under 17 inches. So I really like how compact this statue is, especially given the fact that they did an elongated arm. They twisted that to keep it compact. That is pretty neat. I give them props for that. And I give him props for all the switch outs. First, on his left arm, it has to be the thing no matter what. So you have the thing with the fire, as we've been looking at. And they use translucent resin for flames. We'll talk more about that in Paint and Sculpt. Or one without the flames. Now I put the one without back in the box. His right arm or hand has 3 switch outs. One, Mr. Fantastic's fist. Now I put this back in the box because this is also available with those translucent resin flames. And then the last one with the hand open. And I think this one flows with the statue much better, just my opinion. 3 different portraits, and you have a few different styles here, and I can't remember the artist's name, but here is what I call the more traditional scroll. Teeth bared, more of a flat face. And then this is the more modern in my opinion, even though I could be wrong on my timelines here. And then that same modern with a fierce expression, his mouth open. And I love all the portraits as well, so I'm keeping those out. I never use my switch outs on my statues, but some of them I keep out just in case I'll ever do it, though I never do. Everything fit together really well. This fist is a little bit loose, but not so much I'm worried it's going to fall out. I was impressed with the packaging. You saw it was so small.
That's what she said.
So condensed, which obviously helps with shipping. And nothing was broken, so I give them a lot of props for that. So really, design-wise, I think I have to give it a 5 out of 5. They did everything I wanted them to. It's a pretty elaborate statue, so you have to give them extra points for that. Really impressed. Paint and Sculpt is very impressive as well. That's what, originally I saw some photos of this and I was just like, yep, need a Super Scroll, let's jump on board. But I didn't look at it that close, and I never like to look at work in progress or anything like that. But they did a really, really nice job. Check it out. So we will look at all 3 portraits, but let's start with the base. Like I said, a little bit boring. I do like how it's scorched. I like almost like this lava effect they gave to the ground. The lava or the fire looks okay. It doesn't look bad. It's really hard to paint fire and lava though, so I definitely have to give them that. I like how worn the Kree helmet is. The broken pieces all over. Looks pretty neat. The more I look at the base, while the concept I'm not a fan of, the Paint and Sculpt is very, very good on the rocks itself. Looking at Super Scroll, so they used obviously translucent resin. Hopefully that doesn't yellow over time. I've had statues that do and statues that don't. I love the costume. Not only the purple coloring they used, but how they really blended in the shadowing, and then the sculpt has kind of these, I always talk about them, the folds and the stretches. And the anatomy looks fantastic. I mean, granted, it's a humanoid. It's not an actual human, but it's a humanoid alien. And then the texture they added to the black, like the boots and the upper garment here, I think look really good. And there's some scratches, like some battle damage. So I like that they went above and beyond with that little detail. Even the hump in his back here, I'm sure that's decently accurate to a scroll. And on the front, very fit, like I said, kind of almost a 6-pack down there. Costume just looks fantastic. No pun intended, talking about the elongated arm and the hand here. Also looks great. They kept with that same texture, and then the stretching of the uniform, how the arm twists. I really like that. It's showing the uniform twist as they twisted the arm. Very, very smart. There's the translucent resin. It looks really good, and like I said, I actually prefer this to painted polystone when it comes to fire, and you can also semi-see through it. I think the other one, actually, let me grab it right here. You can see through it even more. I think that's pretty cool. Thing, the orange is a little bit off, in my opinion. Nothing to cry home about because the sculpt on it is fantastic. How the rocks are built onto each other. Yeah, it's kind of like a pale orange that I see on there. It's just something's not sitting right with me. It's hard to notice, but... And then the portraits, I'm just going to take it off, and it's an extremely strong magnet. Starting with this one, looks fantastic. You can see the back of his throat. A little bit of a miss there. The wet effect kind of throws it off, but the teeth and the gums look fabulous. Look at the shading and the folds of the skin. The long ears. The paint on this, not only the portrait, but the statue itself is incredibly clean. Now, one thing I like, notice we have the blue eyes here, and I believe those are decals. Different color of eyes. So here they have the Thanos ballsack chin going on, that evil, sinister smile, a little bit of a moist effect on the teeth. A little bit of paint splotch like right there, being a little critical. And then the last one you have, the yellow and black eyes. A little bit of shine to those. Here's the flattened face. Really, really well done with the paint and sculpt. I am liking this a lot more than I thought I would. I'm going to start with the sculpt. You know, they're giving XM a run for their money. I think it's a 5 out of 5. I love the portraits. I love the physique. I love the body. Like I said, even though the base could have been better, I'm focused on Skrull himself. 5 doesn't mean perfect. It just means really exceptional. And I think the paint is also a 5. I'm a fan of translucent resin for fire. Some people like painted, but this was really smart so you can actually still see what's underneath it because there's a transformation character underneath that. But the rest of the paint is phenomenal as too. So I'm really, really impressed. Now, this wasn't too bad, honestly, for price from a value standpoint. So first of all, one of the few Super Skrulls out there. Second of all, really well done. Third of all, they only made 50 of these. That's pretty rare. XM Studios probably will have an edition size in the 300s, but the ES of this is only 50. And retail was right around $900, I believe. Plus you pay a couple $100 shipping from China. That's pretty damn good in my opinion. You know, nowadays, quarter scale statues are on the low end about $700, on the high end about $1,500. So he's right in the middle, and he's excellently done. Very rare, rare character, done well, lots of cool shit. So I think the value's a 4 out of 5. Now, if XM Studios was out and I had seen that and a lot of people thought, you know what, this one's better, the value on this would probably lower. But this is always preference. People may always prefer this, so I think I could still get my money back when that day comes, or if it comes, I should say. Now, does he have the X factor? Is he a 5 out of 5 statue? You know, I kind of psyched myself out of him. I think he is 5 out of 5. This is pretty fucking cool. He's going to look amazing with my Fantastic Four line. I love everything they did other than that boring base. Now, if you want to see what he looks like in my Fantastic Four line, check out the Extreme Channel social media. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. The link for those is in the description below. But in the meantime, let me know what you think of this guy in the comments. Love to hear what you're thinking. Actually, read what you're thinking. And you could win a statue with that comment. We will be giving all of these statues away, plus additional ones at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. To win one of these statues, all you have to do is make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, you've hit that bell notification, and then just drop a comment below. Every 5,000 subscriber milestone, we are going to do a random drawing and pick a random comment and give one of these statues away, plus some additional ones I'm not showing right now. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Please drop a like. It's free and easy, and it really helps me and makes me feel better about spending my money on crap. You would like to feel better about that too, wouldn't you? Because I know you do it too. There's a weird extra. Is that what you call it?